So welcome to the Couch Confessionals. We actually left the couch today and we're at New York Performing Arts Center in Harrison, New York. It's pretty much your home away from home.
It is.
And your happy place, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like my safe place. I'm here all the time. I'm probably here more than I'm at my house.
So this is Anastasia, who's Offbeat Rhythms.
Yes.
Welcome to the Couch Confessionals.
Thank you.
Modified. So excited. I love our youth series because it really does give a new lens on how you guys view life and the struggles and the triumphs that you guys are experiencing. So thank you so much.
Yes, I love writing for it.
Yeah. So all right. So let's talk about the performer in you. So you dance, you sing, you act. So you're a triple threat. When did you start kind of feeling that inside of you? Like, how young were you when you started?
Well, I started coming here. Well, it wasn't actually the studio, but like it was like near Performing Arts Center. I came when I was like 6 or 7, because when I was younger, I was always like super like upbeat, and like I would always sing songs like in the car and stuff. So my mom was like, how about like we try like dancing and stuff like that. And I feel like since then I really like just fell in love with it, because the people here especially are like so amazing. Like the people who own this dance studio, I could not thank them enough. Like I would not be the same person I am without them and
That's
without
amazing.
This environment that they've created. So,
Yeah. Do you have a specific art that you love the most? Is it dance? Is it singing? Is it acting?
I feel like what I do the most is I dance, and my favorite probably like in dance is tap dancing, because I don't know, I love tap dancing, but I also really like love singing. I feel like I don't do that as much because singing to me is a little more like you're a little more vulnerable. I don't know. And something I don't do as often that I wish I did is acting, because I think it's like really fun to get to play a different character.
Yeah.
But I love them all. I don't know. I can't choose.
What does it do for you? Like, is it a stress reliever? Is it like, what does it do for you emotionally?
Oh, for sure. It's definitely a stress reliever. If I have a test the next day, I love coming to dance and just like forgetting about all of that. But I also love that like you can, whether it's connecting to the song or like connecting to the people around you, like you're all feeling like some sort of emotion.
Right.
And like you don't have to know where that emotion's coming from somebody else, but like you're all feeling something similar.
Yeah.
And like even when you're performing, it's like you don't know anybody. Like you might not know someone in the audience, but you might have just like made their day by like they can relate to what you're doing up on there.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't know what their life story is, but if you're doing a sad contemporary piece or like a happy piece and it made their day because they were able to relate to it, I think that's like so special.
Yeah, they feel what you're bringing in terms of the performance.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yes.
Okay, so let us in on some of your lifelong dreams. Like, do you want to do this for a living, or what do you know?
I mean, I don't know. I've definitely thought about it, but there's something that I don't really know if like people know is I've like always wanted to have my own talk show, which is like kind of weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Here we are. But I also I really love science, which is like kind of different than like the whole performing thing.
Yeah.
And I've always like been very interested in like the brain and like neuroscience and kind of how that works.
Wow.
So like I kind of want to be able to like go to like a college where I can do both, or because I don't know, because I love both things. So
Anastasia, that is left brain, right brain. That is like the fact that you can kind of transition from that's pretty amazing and rare.
Yeah.
Okay. So your last blog, you shared with us one of your poems.
Yes.
So is poetry a hobby of yours? Like, when did you start and what does it do for you?
You know, it's really funny because I don't really usually write poetry unless I'm like told to at like school. And I'm always like, oh my God, this is going to be awful. Like, it's not going to be good. And then it always turns out better than I expect it to. And I think part of that is because like poetry is so much like music, and like it doesn't have to be these like perfect sentences with grammar. It can like you can kind of take like poetic license and like be creative with it, which I think is really funny. And like you also don't need to say exactly what you mean and people can still get it.
Yes.
But it's actually funny that like that was like part of my last blog, because like I don't really like write it unless I was told to, and that was one that was turned out like really like good. I think.
Yeah. People really responded to it. I think because we could all relate it, you know, at one point or another. And I think that's what poetry does. And you put it so perfectly, where, you know, whereas it's personal to you, it actually touches other people without spelling it out. You know. So thank you for sharing that with us. So, okay, I ask every blogger this. If you knew me, you would know. I mean, you shared that you're about your talk show, but what do people that know you or that don't know you need to know about you?
This is actually very funny. I get like if I'm watching a movie, I get like so into the movie. I think part of it's because like I have such like a big imagination that like I feel like I'm in the movie, and I like my parents always joke with me, it's like a participation event for me. Like I like yell at the screen, I get so into it, and everybody's always like, Anastasia, stop talking. I'm like, I can't, I need to react to what's going on. So I would say that's something like very big. Do
you have a favorite movie?
Do I have a favorite movie? See, I always get asked this, and I like, whether it's like favorite song or like something, I never have like a favorite thing, but if there was one movie that I could watch like over and over and over again, it would probably be Grease, which is that's like just classic, because I love all the songs there. Like I know all the words.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. So what is the hardest thing about being 16?
I would say the hardest thing I feel is that like people are always trying to like fit in, whether it's like, or like please other people, whether it's like your teachers or your parents, or like being with the cool kids or the popular kids. I don't even, like, what even is being popular? I don't know.
Right.
But I feel like people are always trying to fit in and try the newest trends and like all these things, where it sometimes like covers up like who they actually are, and it's like, you know, that's like really hard, because like you want to get to know like people, and you want to get to know who like they actually are, but it's hard when they're trying to do things maybe just to impress you or to impress other people. So.
And what is the best thing about being 16?
I would say the best thing is probably that you're not a kid, but you're not an adult. So like you're responsible, but you also have your parents to rely on. Which some people might think is like more of like a bad thing, but I think it's cool, because like you're still learning a lot about life, and like you're still like you're able to do more things than you were able to when you were a kid, but like you can still like be like, Mom, can I have this? Or like, Mom, can you help me with this?
So when you think about younger girls growing up, and you guys are growing up in a pretty heavy time, what advice would you give someone younger than you?
I would say, this kind of sounds a little like cliche, but like always be yourself. Like don't let other people define who you are, because I just think it's so important that like if you're loud and you're crazy like me, like be loud and crazy. Like don't try to change yourself just to like fit in, like I was saying, because there are people out there who are going to love you for no matter what, you know what I mean? And I think it's so important to not let other people define you.
That's awesome. So what do you feel is like a major issue that plagues your generation?
I would say, even though it's such a great thing, social media, I feel like could be used for so much like positive things, and a lot of times there are people out there who make negative comments, or they look at pictures and they're like, oh, I wish I looked like her instead of I looked like myself. And I feel like there's so much more attention put on the negative things that people don't really realize the positive that's going on. And I feel like social media could be used for so much more than just like, oh, I need to get this many likes on this picture. Or I put like, can I post this? Will people like this? You know what I mean? So I just feel like it could be used to more like inspire people and like do things. And like I'm a culprit of that too. I like always text my friends, I'm like, do you think like I should post this and like stuff like that? Whereas like I shouldn't have to do that.
Right.
I should just be like, I'm gonna post this because I like this for myself.
Right. There's this saying that people post what they typically aren't, you know, on social media. Like we all, you know, kind of portray our lives to be amazing and beautiful and easy and, you know, wonderful. And if people only knew,
right,
you know, but only the good stuff's on social, you know. So, and you know, I didn't have social media when I was growing up and in college, thank God, because I look and see, you know, I am friends with a lot of millennials and a lot of younger people because of what I do for a living, and I just, you know, they're basically documenting their lives on social, which makes total sense.
Yeah.
So you guys have like a record of like growing up on social.
Yeah.
And me and my friends always say like, oh my God, thank God that wasn't the case. Because our parents didn't know a lot about what we did growing up. But for you guys, your lives are on display.
They're
so that's
everywhere.
gotta be hard.
Yeah, it is. And I feel like also, like if you're doing something, like somebody's gonna know immediately. Like if you're, or like if you were out like with somebody else, like someone's gonna know about it. You know what I mean? Like you can never just do something like without other people knowing. Yeah. I feel like with Snapchat especially, because like you're just like taking pictures, right?
Okay, so last question. It's a question I ask every blogger as well. What sets your soul on fire?
I think I have two things.
Okay.
So I live in White Plains, which is like a very, very diverse community of people, and like there's a lot of people who go to my school, and I think it's so special that all the people there come from completely different places, and they're all completely different people, and I think that that's amazing to be exposed to, and like to get to know all these people that are not like me, that are truly completely different, yet like we're still friends, and like we're still able to get along and connect with each other even though we're so different. And I would say the second thing is that like being able to like help other people, and kind of being, I'm kind of a person that people go to like talk about things and like ask for advice, and I really love like getting to know other people's stories. I think it's like so special because like they all, like it sounds kind of corny, but it all kind of like holds like a special place in my heart, because I learned so much about other people, and I learned about myself through like other people's actions, and like being able to say like, no, like maybe you shouldn't have done that, or like maybe you should do this instead.
Right. That's amazing. That's an amazing quality when people could come to you. I always feel like people are especially our friends, are mirrors. You know, like they pull out the best in us and they pull out the worst in us, and the fact that you could kind of, you know, when you're giving advice or when you're listening to what they're going through, you can learn about yourself as well. That's pretty amazing. So thank you so much
for
being on the couch, and thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, bye. All right, that was great.
That was good.
Yeah.